Howdy, folks. We now return to another episode of the Tacho Show, where we've got this brand new banner here for Fire Emblem Heroes. So, the Ascendant, Rearmed, and Attuned banner. Now, I've said multiple times, this is basically the best banner that they do, because there's a lot of valuable units on here, particularly the Arcane and Attuned heroes that you can use as fodder banks. And one in particular has made a very peculiar return at the perfect time. So, people were complaining that Fallen Robin is never available as a rearmed hero. She's the only dragon rearmed hero and also the only armored one. So, there's a lot of good skills, of course, that we'll be able to give to her. Particularly this one over here, the Shield Fighter skill that just came out on this Duo Fiorm. So, being able to use her for skill duplication is obviously going to be very valuable. You can get that new skill on multiple of your other armored type units. And you can give her, like, Dragon's Roar and all those other good dragon skills. High Dragon Wall you can also give to her. So, why don't we take a look at this banner and see if there's any value to be had on summoning here. Now, I think, personally, this is a really good thing, and they need to do this every single month. Just to, like, give us more access to separate fodder skills that maybe are not on current banners. For example, like, if we take a look over here, I'm just going to quickly show off, like, some of my Arcane heroes and some of the skills that I've got on them. Because it's just so valuable being able to have a chance to go for them as fodder at some point or another. So, let's see some more interesting ones that I've given stuff to. Okay, we'll take a look at this Lucina right here. Look at this kit right here. Look at this. No quarter, attack speed XL, potent 4. She's just a god for giving fodder to any melee cap type, pretty much. Alright, who else we got? Okay, we have Kanto Curb over here on Sonya. I'm trying to also give her Lagu's Friend, but it would be very difficult to inherit both Kanto Curb and Lagu's Friend at the same time. But I think she's a good unit to give Lagu's Friend to, because her res is really fat. So she can get a lot of true DR from that. I could also give her Flare if I ever get some spare copies of that. Alright, who else has got some good stuff? Let's see here. Oh, Soth. I gave Soth Lagu's Friend. Maybe I don't have it equipped on him, but I did give it to him before I gave it to, who did I give it to? Haythrun, right? So, like, I summoned a copy of Emblem on that legendary Shez banner, and I just foddered one copy of Lagu's Friend to Soth. So, whenever Soth reruns, I can just pick him up, and I can duplicate Lagu's Friend. So, yeah, like, the value of skills on these rearmed heroes is never going to age out. They will actually age better than any meta unit that comes out, because they are able to be used as the fodder banks, and the more powerful the skill creep is, the better your rearmed heroes are going to be. So, like, Fiorm is great. She's pretty much the best far save unit in the game right now, but that's not going to last forever. Meanwhile, as more broken skills come out, these guys actually will last forever, because they're getting access to that stuff, and they can give it out to your other units. So, okay, let's start with red on this banner. So we have Ascended Fur, and she is accompanied by Ascended Tiki. So we got 2 Ascended heroes here. Now, that's good if you need the Floret, if you don't have a single copy of them yet. And they're okay for fodder, at least this Fur is. She's got Attack Speed Finish, Attack Speed Oath, and Physical Null Follow-Up. All those skills are still, you can get some use out of them. They may not be the best in slot anymore, but they're still pretty solid skills and not too bad for fodder. And then this Tiki over here, she has Speed and Res Bulwark and then Speed and Res Finish. Speed and Res Bulwark isn't one of the more desirable Bulwark skills. I think Bulwark 4 is actually not too shabby. Like Attack and Defense Bulwark 4 or Attack and Speed Bulwark 4. But Speed and Res is really only for fast dragons, and there's a limited number of good ones of those. So that's a little unfortunate. I don't think this Tiki is as valuable as Fur is. Okay, then on blue we have Plumeria, who is a god. You can give her just a plethora of insane skills, like Guidance 4, Soaring Guidance. What else is there? The new not charge, but Air Orders 4, you can give her that. All the dancer skills, like Firestorm Dance and Rock Slide Dance and so on and so forth. You give her Crystalline Water. So, Plumeria, there's nothing bad I have to say about her. Alright, then we have Aether. A little awkward in terms of Aether, because there's not a lot of beast units that we get that don't have perf weapons, so it's kind of sus. Like, why did they even give us this in the first place? It's like, it would be the equivalent of us getting an Arcane Colorless Tome. Like, there's just no units to give it to, so why even bother? But it's a pretty solid weapon still, and As far as fodder goes for her, you can give her a bunch of, like, cavalry melee stuff. Like, she can get Excel if you want. It does clash with her ace skill, but it doesn't matter. Just use it for the fodder bank. Her B skill, you give her Potent for, or, I mean, you can use Beast Sense for, but also the Beast skill from the Bride Emblem, I can't remember the name of that one. Beast Assault 4, I think it might be called. The one that cuts DR and lets you transform for free. That's a really good one. Alarm Attack Speed is pretty good as well, like just by itself. But you could also give her other C skills for cavalry types at this point. So, yeah, again, like I can't say there's bad value in any of these Arcane heroes. They're all really good. Then we have Lucina, who I've already shown you, like, what the potential is of this unit as a fodder bank. Really crazy. And then she's just a really good unit, too. She can Future Sight, and then swap with allies to support buff them with Treachery and some DR, and then attack and speed bonuses, which is really good. And you can play her multiple ways. She also has one of the best arcane weapons in the game right now, the Arcane Grima. So, very good unit there. Accompanied by Attuned Nino. Now, remember how crazy we were, like, going after we saw Fleeting Echo? And it was just, like, clearly the best Echo skill at the time, when its competition was, like, Death Blow Echo and... what was the other one? Attack Oath Echo, I think? Like, those two were pretty meh for our introduction to Echo skills, and then this came out, and it's like, oh, wow, you can get free DR on your Echo skill now. My, how young we were to think that this would be the pinnacle of Echo skills. But yeah, so, I mean, this unit, again, she's pretty good for fodder. She already has Speed and Defense Tempo 4, which is great, but you could even give her Lagu's Friend, I guess, if you want, because she can get it. She's infantry and melee range, so you could give it to her. You could give her also lethality as an option. I'm surprised she didn't come with it, but I guess it doesn't make sense for her kit. Like, she doesn't really care too much about lethality when she already has Speed and Defense Tempo. So she's got a lot of options, though. You can give her some good stuff, and she's... I mean, she was crazy on release. This was one of the most insane units that they released on release, because she was just like this crazy stat ball with a lot of DR piercing and a lot of mobility. She gets +1 movement, and she avoids terrain debuffs, I think. Okay, no, I guess she doesn't avoid terrain debuffs, but she has Canto 1, she's got the extra movement, and then she's getting a lot of cooldown pulsing from her C skill. So, yeah, she was really interesting on release, but that didn't last very long, unfortunately. Still a great unit. Alright, and then we have Ginnungagap over here, Ginnungagap. Fatal Smoke 4 has fallen on some rough times. There's no point in using this skill anymore, honestly. But in terms of fodder, she can still be used for a lot of stuff, right? She's a cavalry range type. You can give... Actually, hold on. We can take a look at mine. I don't think I showed mine off, but I actually killed my Yunaka, surprisingly. Like, Yunaka was such a great unit on release, but once her DPS fell off a cliff, there was no point in her anymore, so I just killed her off. I got Flared Sparrow on her, and I also picked up Assassin Strike. So, yeah, my Ginnungagap is basically kitted up so she can give some crazy fodder to any of my ranged, like, bow types and also dagger types that I want to give Flared Sparrow and Assassin Strike to. So there you go with her. And then finally, of course, Robin, who I talked about already. A very good timing for a release of her, because we can use her to duplicate Fiorm's level 4 Hardy Fighter and things like that. All those crazy dragon skills like High Dragon Wall and so on and so forth. So let's go ahead and do our free summon on this banner and see what we get. Now, obviously, there's quite a lot of things that I could get here. So, as far as which rearmed heroes I have the most stuff on, it would probably be Lucina at this point with Potent and Excel. That's pretty insane fodder. So, we'll hope to get her and go for green. Okay, that is not Lucina. That is not Nino either. But that's how that goes. So, that's the end of our free pull. Let me know if you guys are going in on this banner, because there's no shame in summoning for rearmed and attuned heroes. Because, like I said, their fodder value is only going to get better and better into the future as we get more skills that are busted. So that's going to wrap us up for this video, guys. Hope y'all enjoyed the coverage. We also have the Emblem hero banner coming up soon. So, I mean, it makes more sense to save for that, honestly. If you're free to play, or if you're like a very light spender, you don't want to spend too much money, then definitely the Emblem hero banner has the most value, because you can just pick up the emblem rings and use those to Basically, it's like an infinite source of skill inheritance where you could just power up every unit in your box at any point you want. So, like, that's always going to be the most valuable thing. But these are, like, the next in line. Like, the Arcane and Attuned heroes, I would say, in terms of value, like, the Emblem heroes are number 1, and then these guys are number 2. So that's going to wrap us up for this video. Hope y'all enjoyed the coverage, and hope you guys are having some good luck if you do decide to go in on the Spanner. And I will catch y'all again on the flip side.